John Workington here from Michael's Camera. Matt Clulow, my in-house Sony expert, is joining me today, and we've got a very exciting camera on the table in front of us. Take it away, Matt. What is it?
It is, believe it or not, the DSLR Killer, Sony's A9. So for many years, Sony have been obviously big in the mirrorless market. And they've made no secret that they will be pushing further and further into this market because that's the way cameras are going. And this is known as the sports DSLR Killer. So this guy can shoot 20 frames per second. It has a huge autofocus system, 693 points. Your average DSLRs, as we know, are generally 50 to 100 points. That gives it 93% coverage of its frame for focusing. So this thing is an incredible sports tracking machine. The way it achieves that, they actually have an electronic shutter system, which we're going to have a little play with because everyone's just desperate to see it fired up and going.
Yeah, so let's just cut to the chase. Shoot a burst with
Crack it out. So I'm going to go from off because one thing I did notice just playing with it, this is the first time I've actually touched the camera and pretty much the first time anyone in Australia is going to be seeing them, is the startup time. If you turn it on, it's ready to go. I've just turned it on, it's ready to go.
Oh, that's substantially faster than what we're used to.
It actually really is. It's incredible startup time, but we'll just give it a little fire off now. You should be able to.
So it's a very sort of silent sound there. But that's not really a sound. That's an electronic sound.
It is.
To just let us know that the camera's working.
It is. So we had a little play around and found where to switch that off. And I can understand Sony's reasoning behind putting that in, because as soon as we switched it off, it's actually kind of disconcerting. It's completely silent. So this
makes no noise at all.
Unbelievable for things like being on set, shooting on set, getting stills from a film set, golf. Sports, that kind of thing.
Anything where the camera is just going to be obtrusive, and you see this all the time in the news now. There are news conferences going on all over the world. Most of the professional photographers who are working those jobs are using full-frame sports style digital SLRs, and they sound like a machine gun going off. So now we've got this thing in silent mode here.
So I've just switched it, so we're actually now in complete silent. I'll just work around.
So yeah, he'll just aim it at me. So you should be able to see it tracking my face in the viewfinder here.
If we can make that out. We got that.
In there. I'm looking right at it. So
now we're tracking.
Okay, if I move around a little bit, it should sort of follow.
Now I'm shooting. So that is actually firing off 20 frames a second.
And it's making no noise at all. So if I want to pick up
still shooting
one of the competitors' cameras and take a shot. So you see how loud this is. I'll get it right to my microphone. And that's the sound that nobody wants happening when they're about to give their wedding vows, or they're lining up a long drive when they're golfing, or you're trying to shoot stage photography in a quiet environment like the ballet. Yet everybody wants the performance of these big digital SLRs, but nobody wants the side effects. So now Sony's got a camera that's able to give us class-leading 24 megapixel pictures, great dynamic range, full frame sensor. What, 600, how many focus points, 699 or something?
So 693.
693.
So it's 24 meg sensor. It's a new sensor, a stacked back illuminated sensor.
So great high ISO performance that we're all used to with Sony products. This is only capable of 14 frames per second, and this can do 20. It does it with no noise whatsoever. So think about using this on a movie set. There's just so many amazing ramifications. Of course, the burst depth is incredible. It's
ridiculous. Just so everyone was aware that that's actually set to RAW and JPEG. So we were just running off frames RAW and JPEG just then. There's a lot of little things as well. I mean, that's an A7R
we'll just take a look
body. That's the current sort of flagship body. This doesn't replace it. It really is a sort of separate line of product.
Let's see if we can.
But there's a lot of little design things. Yeah. The size overall is pretty much the same.
Okay, I'll hold them sort of like this.
But there's a lot of little things. You've got locks on the drive dial, locks on the mode dial. You've got a repositioning of the movie start-stop button to a much more sort of comfortable position, whereas we've got it on the side here of the A7R II. Very, very capable video system as well, 4K video obviously. All the good stuff of all the A7 lineup, like 5-axis in-body stabilizer. So it has all the bells and whistles and then a lot more.
And as you can see, the overall package size is dramatically smaller than the competing full-frame digital SLR. I mean, this is just a huge difference in size. Thickness, just any way you put it. So it's
Yeah,
incredible.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And that at the moment we are demoing it with the optional grip, the battery grip there. So realistically, I mean, it is much smaller. You can,
It's
you
like
can
a third the
option it
volume
up.
or something, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, the grip's not removable on the competing digital SLRs, the big sports cameras. Now, battery life's an important thing to bring up here, Matt. Everybody's always worried about battery life on the A7 series because they are very small batteries, so the grip is a popular feature, and of course people want to make sure they've got quite a number of extra cells handy. There's a new battery for this.
There is, which I don't know a great deal about, but improved performance essentially is what you're looking for, and that's what they're giving you. So they really have, they do listen to the market.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to double the capacity in real world shooting. So, and then when you've got the grip, you've got 2 of them in there. So hopefully all the battery woes of the past are going to be solved with this new battery. There's also an interesting charger that's going to do gang charging or something. I saw that announced. So that'll be interesting for people who run a lot of batteries
I guess we'll touch the lenses as well.
Yes, let's talk about the lenses here. Now, we've got the brand new, supposed to be shipping around the July time frame. This is the G Master 100 to 400, and it's beautiful lens. I would say, I don't have a competing Canon lens or Nikon lens beside me here, but physically it seems to be a little bit smaller, and definitely weight-wise, this is not a heavy lens. This is going to be a very easy lens to work with. Very well paired with, well, now I've got it on the A7 here, but certainly with the A9. I don't think the average user is going to notice much of a difference in size between these two cameras. You're gonna, if you're an A7 user, you're going to be right at home with an A9. And of course, there are lots of very, very happy A7 users who are going to be interested in this new A9. Now, the lens that we've got featured on the A9 right now is the G Master 70 to 200 2.8. And worthy of mention is there's a new G Master 16 to 35 2.8. So that means the holy trinity of 2.8 lenses is now available in the Sony G Master line. So that is the 16 to 35 2.8, the 24 to 70 2.8, and of course the 70 to 200 2.8 that we've got featured here. And then you add in the 100 to 400 and you've got yourself a really good kit. Take you all out to 400.
There's not much left.
Yeah.
And obviously some of the beautiful primes that they already have in the range, the 85 1.4 G Master, they have a really, really substantial kit now.
Yeah, so we think you're going to be very excited to see the brand new Sony A9 here at Michael's Camera. We are expecting the Australian launch is going to be on June the 1st. Very shortly thereafter, we should have cameras for sale in store. And then within a month or so, we expect to see the 100 to 400 show up. And then probably, maybe a little bit later than that, we'll be seeing these other G Master lenses, or sorry, the G Master 16 to 35. And it's not a G Master, but there's the new 12 to 24 that's been announced as well.
Yes.
So that's the ultra wide. So we'll probably see those towards the later July, maybe August time frame. I think as we get closer to those dates, there'll be some firmed up times for that. So just keep following us and we'll keep you posted.
Still shooting.
Yeah, it's still shooting. Makes just no noise. That is really incredible. So yeah, you can understand why people want to have a little acoustic feedback so you can turn on the simulated shutter sound.
Phenomenal viewfinder improvement too.
Oh yeah, let me just take a look at that. I haven't had a chance to take a look through. There we go. That's incredible. Oh, this tracking is amazing. I'm in love. I want to buy one. So there you go. We hope you enjoyed our little introduction to the rare, we're lucky to get our hands on one, courtesy of Sony Australia, A9. And we think you're going to be very excited about it to see it in the flesh. So as soon as we've got them, we're going to let you know on all forms of social media, and you can come in and get some hands-on time at Michael's Camera with the brand new Sony A9. See you next time. Remember to keep liking our videos on YouTube, following us on Facebook, and keep those comments flowing for what you want to see. Hopefully, as soon as we get our hands on a full store copy, we're going to do a little bit of a shootout with it, and we'll go do some sports. So take care, and we'll see you next time.